Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video here. So we have the trailer for episode 8. I thought it wasn't released. It turns out that it was actually released, but I think some people got it if you have like YouTube TV or yeah, I don't know why it was different this time, but this trailer looks really great. It actually seems like we are going to get the conclusion to the Reaper storyline. I don't know about the Commonwealth storyline. That's actually an aspect to this episode that I am a little worried about. I'm worried that we're not going to get any more of the Commonwealth stuff, and what we got in 7 is it until next February. Just because I want a little bit more. Like what we got so far sort of ended on a cliffhanger, but there was no payoff really to part 1, right? Like we did meet a really important character. We did get some stuff, but there's like, I don't know. There's just some stuff here that I definitely want to know more from. So we'll have to wait and see where they go with this. But at least based off of the episode 8 trailer here, the Reaper storyline looks really, really good. This episode has to be a lot longer. I'm hoping the runtime is much longer, at least another 10-15 minutes longer, because you gotta wrap this arc up. You gotta have Daryl and Connie together too in this episode towards the end. So there's a lot of stuff here that they have to get to. So obviously, before we go any further, make sure to be a subscriber if you want to get all of my content regarding The Walking Dead and all of its other shows. And also, I guess I should say that this will contain spoilers for episode 7. So the first shot that we see here is outside of Meridian. We have the Reaper base here. They're all just kind of hanging out, which I find kind of cool. I believe that is Pope. Like there's a line of 3 of them here. I believe he's in the middle just because you can see with the toque there, but they're obviously keeping an eye on the Walker Horde because they see that this gigantic Walker Horde arriving to Meridian. And that is the one thing I will say about the Walker Horde. It's actually not too much. It's nowhere near as much walkers as the Whisperers had in episode 16, A Certain Doom, but it still is quite a bit to be believable, right? Like it's enough to create this threat and for the Reapers to be a little scared about the whole situation and worry that they might actually lose this place. I mean, if you think about it, they took over this place. It's not even theirs. Like Maggie literally built this place up with the help of so many other people. And so in that sense, they kind of deserve to lose this place, right? I actually think it'd be so cool to keep Meridian around for a while and have it play a role in a future story. But I think that the Walker Horde and the battling going on here is probably just going to destroy this whole place where Maggie in the end is just going to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to take off and leave. There's this angle of it, which I find really cool. We have Daryl and Leah. We see all the walkers arriving here. This story feels so small. And maybe I'm comparing it to the Whisperer arc, but it just feels so small. When you're seeing a scene like this and you see all of those walkers out there, first of all, it's not a lot compared to the Whisperers, right? And then you have this little gated community here with just like really, there's only 20 soldiers. And so it is such a small story, especially considering the fact that there's only like 4 people there in that crowd, right? Like we have Negan, Elijah, Gabriel, and Maggie, I believe. They're somewhere in that horde there outside of Meridian. They know they're being watched. I actually like the fact that Pope and the rest of the Reapers have no idea that Maggie is actually in that crowd because like they don't know of the Whisperer technique, right? They don't know of wearing that mask. The only person here that knows is Daryl. So that's going to be interesting to see when he finds that out, when he notices Maggie and Negan and how he's going to play that. They are obviously concerned about the Horde, and it's going to be funny because obviously they're going to start to notice that some of the walkers are behaving differently. Like they can make a sound somewhere else. They can try to distract them all, but they might not listen. That the walkers might just continue to keep walking. That I actually find, or I think is going to be a lot of fun because that was a big part of the reveal of the Whisperers, right? Going back to season 9, episode 8. It was Daryl reacting to, holy shit, these walkers aren't behaving normally. Why are they migrating that way? I'm making noise here. They're not following me. They're just going in that direction. That makes no sense. So Pope and all other Reapers, I'm guessing they're going to make a distraction to get the walkers away from Meridian, but it's going to be really hard and it's not going to make any sense. He's going to start to be really frustrated with the whole situation and think that Maggie's involved in some way, which obviously she is. We also have this storyline here, and this is the storm hitting Alexandria. I'm happy that we're finally seeing it. A lot of what is taking place here seems to be at nighttime. I think this episode, for the most part, is going to be a night episode. Like, yes, we do get the beginning stuff, but I think a lot of that is going to be in the opening minutes. We're going to see the Reapers reacting to the Horde just outside of Meridian, and for the most part, that'll just be it. The opening credits will roll, and then we'll jump into some of the night shots here with Meridian and Alexandria. Now the storm is messing up all their shit. like we see the walkers also showing up here, so it's going to be one of those episodes where it is very action packed. They're all starving. They're all trying to, I guess, hold up in this house here. They're going to try board up some of the doors and stuff. And it's going to be one of those very traditional zombie stories. I don't think we've really gotten too much of that, like, over the years on the show. And so I think it's going to be kind of cool to see that, to see, like, all of them trapped in the house and trying to survive and get away from the walkers. It makes sense. I don't know why I was, like, visually picturing the episode outside. We were going to see them out in the rain and there was going to be this big storm with walkers everywhere. They're not going to be able to see shit all, right? So obviously they're going to try stay inside a house and then they're just going to defend themselves from there. But I mean, visually, I can't wait. I think it's going to be really fun. I like the fact that most of this episode is at nighttime. I mean, the episode is titled For Blood. It's got to be a good episode. There's got to be a lot of action, a lot of deaths, and I mean, I'm really hoping there's a big death because there was no big deaths in episode 7, and so I believe in episode 8, you got to give us one, and I'm hoping it's Eldon. I think Eldon could be the big death of the season, but we'll have to wait and see. We see a lot of shots of Pope and Daryl and everyone discussing the Walker Horde, and obviously they're all freaking out because it seems like Maggie is behind this attack, and I mean, we're going to find out like what Pope knows about Daryl, if he knows anything at all, or if he was just bullshitting. I know that he's growing suspicious of him. We didn't really get that in episode 7, though. I mean, to be fair, we didn't get a lot of Pope stuff in that episode anyways. That one really just focused on Daryl and Leah, which was what I was saying for like the last like week or two. We need to get a little bit more of that before this Reaper arc ends. Like, I just want to know where their story's at. I want to know what Leah's like as a character, and we actually did get quite a bit here. Episode 7 gave us quite a bit between those two characters, and so now we're generally in the area where if Leah decides to stick with Daryl, like, we get it. There are some interesting shots that I really wonder what they mean. Like, there's this shot here of Daryl. Now, this could just be him looking anywhere, and I literally have no proof for this. But I wonder if there's going to be a reveal that they captured Eldon, right? Because I think that makes sense. That could be a reveal. And so maybe in this scene here, Daryl's actually looking at Eldon because they captured him. And maybe he's a walker or something like that. Whatever it is, this scene right here is going to be very important. Whatever Daryl's looking at here, it's not the Walker Horde. Like, whatever it is going to be important. It could be involving Leah, it could be involving Pope or Maggie or Negan. This obviously plays a role like much later in the episode, and yeah, I just honestly, I really can't wait to watch this episode and talk about it with you guys. I'm so excited for episode 8, but I'm gonna leave it here. Make sure to post all your thoughts down below. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.